This video contains violent content and sexual themes. Viewer discretion advised. I found out that there is a secret cheat in Mass Effect.
You know where this thing is?
I believe so.
We cannot judge the odds at this time.
Give me the details.
Okay. Well, now we know it's a hoax.
Well, that went well.
Accepting another's path blinds you to alternatives.
Well, that's what I thought. I knew I shouldn't have trusted him.
Someone like that is trouble you don't want to deal with.
We wish to learn.
It works both ways. I'll do my best to focus on the job at hand in the meantime.
Somebody needs an ass kicking.
It seems like every day, someone is trying to trick someone else into believing something that simply isn't true.
Whether it be the sheer sport of the experience, or a belief that one can make money from it in some way, we've been taken in by many hoaxes.
While not as notable as a lot of photos of Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster, video game related media have been far from oblivious to the trend. Here are the top 35 hoaxes in games.
Castle at the Peak, from Battlezone.
The oldest and first existence of these gaming hoaxes actually dates back to the 1980s. Atari's Battlezone reported that if you could actually drive to the edge of the zone and climb into the mountains to the peak of the volcano. Apparently there was some castle at this peak which could be explored, if only you drove far enough. Sadly, such an exploration was never possible. It was far beyond the capabilities of the era. This set of rumors was prevalent enough that the arcade owners were complaining about people hogging the Battlezone machines without actually playing the game. As such, the developers ended up adding a small bit of code in later variants that would make a missile instantly home in and kill a player if they failed to kill anything within a reasonable amount of time.
The Ninth World, from Super Mario Bros. 3.
Back in the day, Super Mario Bros. 3 had a very popular rumour of a ninth world hidden in the game. Despite the fact that the actual ninth world is the Warp Zone, this was likely fueled by the fact that the boxes of Super Mario Bros. 3 had screenshots of a level that didn't appear in the finished game.
Shooting the dog in Duck Hunt.
There were many theories back in the day that gamers believed that there were ways to shoot the dog in Duck Hunt. One was that you had to get to stage 99 to do it, but no matter what the rumour, there was no way unless you downloaded hacked versions of the game.
Hidden levels from Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
There were a few rumours about some bizarre secret levels in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and at the time presumably these levels took on mythic proportions. It turns out the levels existed, but were basically leftovers from the development phase. The levels existed at a certain point in development, hence the music from them and the screenshots were real. The level was originally called Hidden Palace Zone, and gamers made all sorts of crazy hoaxes and myths to access this place.
Getting inside Peach's castle in Super Mario Kart 64.
Since Peach's castle was seen in Mario Kart 64 on Royal Raceway of Star Cup, many people believe that the castle held some sort of shortcut or secret. People believed that the doors could be opened somehow with lightning, shells or a star, but there was no way. The castle was just a backdrop to the awards ceremony.
Jumping over the flagpole in Super Mario Bros.
Alright, this one's a classic. Many people are convinced that something great will happen if you jump over the flagpole in Super Mario Bros., and that will lead to a secret level or something. Now, while this is possible to do in World 3.3 by using the scale lift at the end, there's absolutely nothing past the flagpole except some featureless, infinitely repeating landscape. Once you're over the other side, though, there's no way to get back. Sounds like a metaphor for my life. I think I'm just gonna go consider my failed existence now.
Majora's Mask, the leaked trailer.
A short while before Nintendo started their E3 conference that year, a mysterious trailer went viral. It featured The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask in a way fans have never seen it before. The HD graphics were stunning and very detailed. It looked like Nintendo listened to fans and remade the game for the Wii U. However, when Nintendo took the stage, there was no mention of Majora's Mask at all. With repeated viewings of the trailer, gamers began to notice certain things weren't right, like the music. About 5 days later, confirmation came that the trailer was indeed fan-made. If it wasn't for the timing of the leaked trailer, we doubt it would have gotten so much attention that quickly.
Tarzan, from LA Noir.
There was a post made on a Rockstar forum which claimed to have made an interesting discovery. Similar to Grand Theft Auto 4's Ratman, Tarzan wanders around the underground tunnels of old Los Angeles. You could apparently hear his animal-like scream and investigate a shrunken head he put behind you. This hoax was pretty compelling because it had a half-decent video attached to it, but the video had one major flaw. Upon further inspection, it's quite obvious that the person took a Tarzan sound clip and posted it onto a background of normal audio. Now if you download the video and post it into any standard editing software, you can see 2 audio tracks, one for the normal game audio and one for the Tarzan screen. There was once a 2-hour live stream of looking for Tarzan, but it was no luck. As for the shrunken head, well, that's just a lie.
Left 4 Dead. People have widely believed that if you heal each other, or the bots instead of yourself, the AI director will reward this teamwork action with more first aid kits in the maps. There hasn't been any hard proof that supports this theory, but people will still push you to heal them instead of yourself. There's also another myth with the bots of the old survivors and the passing. It is believed that giving pills or shots will make the bot have better aim and give players better items. So far though, it's not been proven, and to this day, it's still regarded as a myth. The Severed Leg from Prototype.
Even before the game's release, the developers stated that you could unlock a new character and a secret mission if you found a hidden severed leg. A few weeks after the game's release, a member of the Game FAQs community found the leg and was disappointed to find that nothing happens. The developers even acknowledged that people found the severed leg, but they refused to give further information. Some believe that there's another leg out there that you must find in order to unlock the secret character.
The Purple Yoshi in Yoshi's Story. The Purple Yoshi was supposedly a rumored 9th Yoshi color found in Yoshi's Story. Allegedly, you unlocked it by collecting every single coin from every single level, from the ones buried in the ground to the ones only found by using a Super Happy Fruit. Some unofficial hint manuals even printed the rumor. Sadly, however, the game developers only stated that the only 2 hidden Yoshi colors were white and black. The developers did state that the game did originally contain a purple Yoshi and even a brown Yoshi during the beta phase, but were removed for some unknown reason, whether due to similarity or time constraints. Ratman from Grand Theft Auto 4. Ratman is a myth. Where the myth started remains a mystery. Supposedly, there are claims that a creature resembling a rat or half-man that's been seen in the subway or sewers, hinted by the Liberty Tree in an in-game website. Several people have claimed spotting the Ratman with in-game screenshots, claiming it runs fast and is typically seen in the subway or sewers. Several expeditions seen on YouTube have explored the subways with strange noises, but no actual results or proof of the Ratman. Nitrous Oxide from Crash Course.
Crash Team Racing held rumors that Nitrous Oxide was a secret playable character if you beat certain requirements. This was a persistent rumor for a good while since the game's release. It didn't help that every single other boss was unlockable, and there was actually another super secret character, Pentapenguin, who could only be unlocked through cheats. You get a trophy for beating all of his easier staff ghosts, so it stands to reason that you'd get Nitrous for beating all of his extremely difficult ghosts. Instead, you just get a shortcut to the scrapbook on the main menu.
The Nude Code from Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
In one of the many April Fool's issues of Electronic Gaming Monthly, the promise of a secret code to unlock all the naked girls proved to cause quite an outrage among readers. For a game like Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, created for the sole purpose of displaying shameless sexuality and jiggle physics, this was the perfect fodder for all the horny teens to finally see the girls in all their glory. The hoax did not only upset a lot of people, but apparently EGM received a ton of angry letters in response. It wasn't until much later that hackers created a patch that could be applied to copied versions of the game.
Barking lasers from Fallout 3.
The Fallout 3 barking lasers hoax spread net-wide through fan sites and Wikia. The origin was a 2-frame animated GIF which showed Dogmeat shooting lasers from his mouth, and this encouraged fans to spend hours of time and go to great lengths to include Dogmeat in an attempt to get him to use the Wazer Whiffle.
The cow level from Diablo.
In the original Diablo there appeared a cow that served no real purpose in the game. Naturally, like all mundane mysterious objects in games, a rumour was started that the cow was actually a portal to a secret cow level when clicked on the right number of times. Well, Blizzard found this untrue legend to so entertaining they decided to actually include the cow level in Diablo 2.
Herobrine from Minecraft.
In Minecraft, Herobrine is the supposed dead brother of the game's creator, known for creating strange objects and being elusive. Although confirmed by its creators as a hoax, some still believe he's real. Although in the patch for Beta 1.66 he actually stated removed Herobrine as one of the updates, where he actually did was remove the unusual human mob from the game code. Every update has a line that says removed Herobrine, or at least most of the updates. Even when Minecraft became a full version 1.0 game, removed Herobrine was still listed in the release notes. This is most likely Notch poking fun at the rumour to mess about with everyone's heads. On top of this, in a multiplayer server, if a player is killed by an arrow shot from a dispenser, the message that displays will cause a death to be said from Herobrine. Another nod at the rumour. For the PC version, several thousand plugins and mods have been created based on the so-called hoax of Herobrine.
Ashbringer from World of Warcraft.
The developers left just enough to make people believe they could actually get the legendary sword. It was supposed to appear in the original game, but was pushed back to the Burning Crusade, then finally pushed back to the Wrath of the Lich King. Blizzard released a 4-issue miniseries that deals with the Ashbringer, giving it backstory unrelated to the hints. This being said, there are some less than clear hints that at one time Blizzard had begun laying the questline for Ashbringer. The quest originally had something to do with the legendary Warcraft fisherman Nat Pagle, and the bits of his guides on fishing that may or may not actually be a part of some secret message to reveal Ashbringer's location.
The Werewolf from Red Dead Redemption. The werewolf myth is basically some players claiming to have seen a large black creature with blood-red eyes lurking between Beecher's Hope and tall trees. Some players say they followed a docile pack of wolves to the creature. Others say that it attacked him when hunting in tall trees. It apparently is surrounded by a thick white mist and is only found at night during a full moon. Since it's so dark, many people often mistake shrubbery, black horses, bears, and boars for the werewolf. Because of the so-called myths, Rockstar developers included it in the DLC pack Undead Nightmare, the legendary werewolves. The 10th class of Team Fortress 2.
This image is a screen grab from the Left 4 Dead game featuring a cereal box called Chocobites. On the back it details an action figure deep inside, incidentally one of the classes of Team Fortress 2. The strange part is there are actually 9 classes in Team Fortress 2, so why does the box say there are 10 action figures? Rumours started spreading that Valve was hinting the upcoming addition of a 10th class to their game. Other gamers started discussing the 10th class as a civilian, which was an unused character class. Apparently they had no firearms and only had an umbrella as a melee weapon. To add to this mystery, there was a map called Even Harvest, which even had a tombstone on it saying 10th class. Still to this day, many gamers are hoping for a 10th class, while others suggest leaving the game as it is.
Many also believe that the 10th class would be the guard dog, a dog with weaponry. This was further backed up with screenshots and detailed analysis on what the class could do. Obviously the class was way too overpowered, and it was actually a fan-made art poster designed by Pyrannodon. Many people to this day still believe to be an upcoming update to the game. Whether Valve will indeed add this model to the game or not is up to them.
Golden Desert Eagle from Modern Warfare 2. Supposedly, a giant rumor flying around the forums and gaming boards of players using what appear to be Golden Desert Eagles. There were many different ways to unlock the so-called guns. Some required nearly hours of determined gaming and scoring kills with the standard Desert Eagle in order for the gun to be unlocked. Others believed you had to reach level 55 and complete all the challenges. However, all this was proven to be a complete hoax, as the gun was just a standard Desert Eagle, but was color modded to look gold. Motorcycle level from Streets of Rage 3.
Streets of Rage 3 had a review in Game Informer mag when it came out, with pictures and screenshots of the Japanese version called Bare Knuckle 3. It showed characters riding motorcycles. So, when the American version of Streets of Rage was released, gamers found no motorcycle in the game, and rumors started spreading that there was some sort of secret stage or mini-boss they had to beat in order to unlock this motorcycle bonus stage. The true fact was that the US version had less data on it than the Japanese version did, so several aspects and levels were removed.
The 24th cheat from GoldenEye 64.
The 24th cheat is supposedly an extra cheat that was missing from the standard 23 cheats available for GoldenEye 64. Because of the format of the cheats, it looks like there's one missing. Even if no one had told you about the rumors of what the 24th cheat was, you would assume you were still one away from completing the whole cheat list. Now, there was a theory of what the 24th cheat was. That was All Bonds mode. All Bonds mode would allow you to play as the previous incarnations of James Bond in multiplayer, and it was backed up with an early screenshot that actually showed Sean Connery as Bond. And to add fuel to the fire, EGM Magazine made it their April Fool's rumor in 1998. There was some minor truth to that in the game, and that did have data for other actors present, but it had been dummied out over not being able to secure the likeness for each of the other actors for the game.
The Hidden Gun.
Other rumors talked about a secret weapon called the Scorpion or Spider, believing it to be the weapon shown on the back of the box. In fact, what's shown on the box is the Beta KF-7 Soviet, while Scorpion and Spider are both beta names for the Klob. Part of the confusion is that the manual refers to the Klob as the Spider, as the name Klob was later introduced much later during the development period.
The Lone Island. An inaccessible island in the very first level provided a lot of rumor. It was later revealed that it was indeed meant to be an integral part of the first mission. The player was supposed to travel to the island using a boat and obtain the bungee jumping equipment needed, as well as destroying a weapon. But all this was abandoned to allow for space in the hardware, and for it being uninteresting and somewhat difficult for a beginning level, at that point it was simply left in. Orumod's Briefcase.
Armour's briefcase and key were the subject of some speculation, often held to be part of some method to access the island on the dam. They were actually part of an abandoned level idea that would have taken place between Silo and Frigid.
The Golden Warthog from Halo 2. There has been many rumors of the Golden Warthog in Halo 2. Backing this up was a billboard on Headlong showing a variation to the standard Warthog, except it was golden. Rumors of a hidden Warthog began to circulate the internet about a year after the commercial release of Halo 2. There was a great deal of contention over the vehicle, with many people claiming that it was actually a hoax. There were many different theories on how to obtain them, and even backup videos to support them. However, these videos were proven fake, and often resulted in the uploader who had modded the game. In reality, the Golden Warthog in the billboard was actually a regular Warthog which had been altered by an in-game lighting glitch, making the vehicle look gold. The Ice Key from Banjo-Kazooie.
When players beat Grunty and gathered all the Jiggies in the game, Mumble would reveal to the players in an in-game cutscene secret locations of previously visited levels. In the video, it showed Banjo and Kazooie entering these formerly inaccessible locations and finding mysterious treasures inside. Eggs, and a giant mysterious ice key. The game never told you how to access them, but Mumble claimed they would be used in the next game. When you went back and played these levels after you beat the game, all the locations were still inaccessible. The ice key, however, could be seen, but there was no way to access it. Originally, the key and eggs were to be used in the second game cart, Banjo-Tooie, in which players had to slot their Banjo-Tooie cart into their console within a certain time limit. Cheats, however, allowed you to finally grab the key, which Kazooie advises you to save for later. These secret locations and keys did come into play again, but not until years later in Banjo-Tooie.
Akuma appearing in Resident Evil.
Back in 1998, Electronic Gaming Monthly allegedly printed an issue claiming that Street Fighter's Akuma could be unlocked as a playable character in Resident Evil 2. Gamers were told that they'd be able to unlock Akuma if they managed to complete Resident Evil 2 6 times on both scenarios and get A ratings on all the missions using only a handgun and a knife. They would then have to simply start a 7th game and type Akuma into the computer screen. One of the Street Fighter's finest was said to then burst out the Cyro Tank and could then be used as a playable character from there on out. The fictional character edition Akuma didn't need guns and instead could shoot fireballs at the evil zombie hordes. He was apparently able to open any door without the need of a key. This report was yet another one of the magazine's infamous April Fool's tomfoolery.
The nude code from Tomb Raider.
Ah yes, the classic nude raider. The famed Lara Croft nude code has been kicking around since 1996. Message board users would create elaborate stories of hidden levels and developer cheat codes, sending gullible players into a flurry of wasted hours and unsatisfied regions. Just when the fire would die down, another theory would pop up and players would be back to trying to unravel its secrets. This is one of the very first cases of influencing gamers and their perception of cheat codes and hidden content in video games, and since then has become a gaming phenomenon.
Bigfoot and Leatherface and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Leatherface and Bigfoot, two mysterious legends that dwelled supposedly deep within the dark regions of San Andreas. The Leatherface tale said that you were in a lumber mill in the middle of the map. At exactly midnight, you would hear the revving engine of Leatherface's chainsaw, and if you waited long enough, he would come out of the woods and kill you. It seemed plausible that, as the chainsaw was in the game, and why wouldn't Rockstar want to put this Easter egg in? However, the much more popular urban legend was that of the mythological Bigfoot, and it spread like wildfire. People said he could be found within the game, and even images had surfaced online of the beast roaming the in-game forests. The rumor was if players wandered through Mount Chiliad or Baco Beyond at night, they'd have a small chance of running into the beast. GTA players preambulated their way around the woods in hopes of crossing paths with him, but after countless failed attempts, the Easter egg was written off as an elaborate hoax. Even Rockstar co-founder Terry Donovan debunked the prank in an interview, claiming that there is no Bigfoot, just like in real life. However, Bigfoot was planned for the game, but later removed due to unknown reasons.
Sonic and Tails appearing in Super Smash Bros. Melee.
The trick was to defeat 20 or more wireframe opponents in Cruel Melee, and the duo would be yours. Well, die-hard players tried it, and one Japanese player KO'd 565 wireframes with Pikachu, and one Danish dude allegedly killed 10,000 wireframes with Samus, disproving the rumor in the most thorough way possible. Sonic was available in the next Smash Bros. Installment, but unfortunately, Tails was nowhere to be found.
Preventing deaths in Final Fantasy VII.
This one sucked away hours of people's lives. For many players, it was the first time a video game had made them feel something deeply emotional. And to this day, very few cutscenes have affected players the way Aeris's death did. According to many internet rumors circulating in the late 90s, it was possible to keep her alive through a series of convoluted and mundane actions in the game. Anything from finding hidden items to doing quests for characters that didn't even exist. Unfortunately, all of them were fake. That hasn't stopped some internet personas from making their claim to fame by suggesting they have the answer. The fact is, Eris needs to die in order for the rest of Final Fantasy VII's story to make sense, and any claim that she's able to be saved is simply and utterly false.
Luigi appearing in Super Mario 64. The hoax was based around a plaque on a star statue in one of the castle's courtyards. The plaque had a cryptic message engraved on it, stating L is real 2041. This is where the rumor began, and it was said that Luigi could be obtained by gathering every single coin in Super Mario 64, of which there was allegedly 2041. After gathering this massive heap of coins, players were instructed to return to the statue where Luigi was said to then emerge as a playable character. Gathering every single gold coin in 64 and returning to the statue didn't do anything, and Luigi was nowhere to be found. Early beta screenshots printed in Nintendo Power and recent interviews have revealed that Luigi was indeed intended for the game, but he was later removed. It is safe to say Luigi does not appear in this version. Ermac from Mortal Kombat.
I remember this one. According to Electronic Gaming Monthly, there was a hidden fourth ninja character in the game named Ermac. Players already noticed the hidden green ninja named Reptile, who would appear randomly, so seeing the Ermac appear made gamers believe that an extra character was hidden. If you could fight through the game as Scorpion with a double flawless fatality victory against every character, including the real hidden character of Reptile, you would face the red ninja, Ermac. The screen would eventually flash, and an alert message on the screen would read Error Macro. Ermac, however, didn't exist in Mortal Kombat, but the game's creators were so impressed with the response to the character that he appeared in later games of the series, and even had a role in the second Mortal Kombat movie, Annihilation.
Shenlong appearing in Street Fighter II. The rumor originated in EGM magazine as an April Fool's joke gone mad. Ryu's victory quote was, "You must defeat Shenlong to stand a chance." The quote referred not to an alternate character, but was simply a mistranslation of Shoryuken. However, that didn't stop EGM from creating a fake columnist with fake tips on how to unlock Shenlong. Ostensibly, one would have to suffer no damage throughout the entire game and spend 10 consecutive matches with M. Bison without touching him or taking any damage. After the timer ran out on the 10th match, the uber-powerful Shenlong was supposed to appear and kick Bison off-screen, at which point you would fight him and evidently unlock him. Pokemon, the truck containing Mew.
This urban legend was slaved over for ages by many Pokemon gamers. As the rumor goes, Mew was hiding underneath a truck next to the SS Anne in Vermilion City. To confront and eventually capture it, gamers needed Pokemon with the moves Surf, Cut, and Strength. The claim was that if the player surfed over to the vehicle, cut the tires on it, and then proceeded to move it out of the way using Strength, then the legendary Mew would emerge and challenge them to a battle. Of course, none of this worked, but it was only confirmed later that there was another way of obtaining Mew for real. And on a personal note, I remember finding that truck and getting so excited thinking there had to be something under it, but nope, there's no use to it.
Bill's Secret Garden.
This was a huge rumor because when one enters Bill's house, they can see what looks like a path that continues north. This garden was said to have extremely rare Pokemon, usually Mew or Togepi. There were ways to access the area, but there was nothing of interest.
The button combo.
There were many rumors speculating that if a player holds down A or B or repeatedly pressed a certain button while throwing a Pokeball, the Pokemon was more likely to be captured. Rumors would fly, and eventually you had your friends telling you to try it. In the end, no matter what buttons you pressed, it really came down to what ball you had and a good amount of luck. To this day, there are gamers still believing in this hoax, which is why it became so popular. And on a personal note, To this day, I still hold down the B button when trying to capture Pokemon.
Obtaining the Triforce, Zelda, Ocarina of Time, 64. And what has to be the biggest wild goose chase in video game history, the search for the Triforce in Ocarina of Time was a long and arduous one, full of clever hoaxes and doctored screenshots. Supporting this was an early trailer that actually showed Link getting the Triforce. That settled it. Of course, Nintendo did remove getting the Triforce cutscene from Ocarina of Time, and as with most of these hoaxes, the rumor had a way of still getting it, and of course, it was needlessly and hopelessly complex. These unfortunate enough to fall into some of the more outlandish claims spent hours trying to throw bombs into the center of the lava pit slowly below Ganon's castle. We had to accept that the Triforce is simply unacquirable in Ocarina of Time. Beating the Running Man.
Rumors and video footage showed that if you were good enough, you could beat the Running Man. It was said that the Running Man gives players an optional quest for a very rare item. Many gamers tried for hours to beat him, but they were always disappointed that they were only beaten by just 1 second. The fact of the matter is, you can't beat him, no matter what. Nintendo apparently had no clue what to do if you won, so he always beats you by exactly 1 second. It's programmed in. Even if you use a cheat to finish in 0 seconds, this gives him a time of 00.0. It's a slash, it's nothing. It's negative time. Anyways, the real point of the race ended up just being to beat your best time.
Unfreezing Zora's Domain.
During the release of Ocarina of Time, gamers tried endlessly to figure out how to unfreeze Zora's Domain after they had obtained the Water Medallion by either using bombs, fire arrows or Din's fire. Some people to this day still believe it can be unfrozen. One explanation given is that when the player beat a certain temple in the game, the area would return to its original state, aka Death Mountain. Part of the cause for the attempt to unfreeze Zora's Domain in Ocarina of Time also stems from an April Fool's prank, which Nintendo pulled one year. They released several hoaxed images of Ocarina of Time, which included a shot of the Triforce on the quest status screen, field, and an adult Link standing in an unfrozen Zora's Domain. This caused people to scramble frantically to find ways to unfreeze Zora's Domain until Nintendo revealed that it was all a prank.
The Unicorn Fountain.
It is said that this fountain was supposed to contain the Triforce, and was also where Link would learn the Sword Beam attack. It's possible that it was featured in the beta build of The Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time, but was removed for the release build because of management time constraints. It is believed that the entrance was supposed to be located beneath the waterfall in Zora's Domain before the Great Cataclysm, possibly in a cavern located too deep beneath the water for Child Link to reach, and completely inaccessible for Adult Link due to the water being frozen. Even when hacking the game, a pathway does exist down there, but it just leads to an underwater dead end with a black wall.